I don't think I'm going to get this mandala finished by the time I'm done with this video. There's just things on it that I want to do with it, and it's going to take time. And it's for me anyway. It's not a teaching one. I was going to teach from this one, but it became long and rambling, and I can do a better lesson on what I was going to teach you for this anyways. So I'm going to give you another update because things are always changing. Now, to start off with, my husband is doing good. Physically, he has met his marks on all the goals. They were going to do, this is what the plan was for this week. They were going to do dialysis today and dialysis on Wednesday. Take another 6,000 cc's off of him. And that would be it for the dialysis. And then they would start the heart and working on the heart. His numbers are looking good. Definitely his breathing is better. So I'm really pleased, considering what he was just a week ago to what he is today is totally amazing, and I'm happy. I'm not 100% happy. There was an incident over a couple of things that happened over the last few days. That the minor one, my daughter came home sick with the other day from work. Now my daughter has gotten her vaccines. She wears a mask. This family has done our part, and we continue to do it. I don't think I'm going to get this mandala finished by the time I'm done with this video. There's just things on it that I want to do with it, and it's going to take time. And it's for me anyway. It's not a teaching one. I was going to teach from this one, but I don't think I'm going to get this mandala finished by the time I'm done with this video. There's just things on it that I want to do with it, and it's going to take time. And it's for me anyway. It's not a teaching one. I was going to teach from this one, but she went to the doctor, got antibiotics, and everything, an inhaler, everything that you need for, basically a chest cold. And then we had to wait to get the official results back, because you can't really go by the home tests. You can just sort of surmise and guess what your results are going to be from the official test. Luckily, she is negative, but she's got this terrible cold, and I didn't think it was responsible of me that I've been exposed to my daughter and in the house, that if I would go to visit my husband, what happens if I'm about to come down with it. Now, I've been on the brink of not feeling good for the last couple days, not feeling awful, just feeling tired and stuff. And I just think that's just, I'm eating like crap. I eat on the go, so it's not healthy foods. When I do eat, I just don't have time to cook nowadays. I mean, I think I've eaten 2 healthy meals since this whole thing began. And it's kind of, I could feel it. Like I need better care of myself. And I'm extremely tired. And you could tell it's like adrenaline, like your adrenaline is up, your adrenaline is down. And I sleep, believe me. I mean, everyone was like, oh, do you sleep? Do you sleep? Yes, I sleep. And I sleep well, but it doesn't stop me from waking up exhausted. So I am taking care of this, and I'm resting and I'm doing everything, but it's hard. So I told my husband that for a couple of days, while whatever my daughter had may be incubating in me, I'm not going to come visit him, which was fine. He's doing fine in the hospital, and he's okay. Well, last night I got a phone call about 2 o'clock in the morning, and it was him, and he says to me, somebody left a horse head in my bed. I was like, oh no, he's hallucinating again. And I'm like, what? Well, apparently he was almost correct. He has his dialysis port in his neck. It's a temporary spot for it. And it wasn't secured properly. In fact, they put the tape over his beard, which didn't make any sense to me. Just, my husband has got a beard over there that's long because he's been in the hospital for 6 weeks and hasn't shaved. So there's no reason that he would say no to shaving off his beard. I think he would feel better and he usually takes good care of himself, but he's looking a little scruffy these days. And they taped it over his beard, so the tape did not stick on his face well. It was left dangling, and apparently it made its way out of his neck last night in his sleep. And that left him just bleeding all over the place. And the reason he woke up was because he was soaking wet. He said the bed was covered. Now, I know it's not an exaggeration because 5 minutes after I was speaking to him and he was telling me all this, a doctor came into the room, and my husband hands all doctors over to me. And the doctor was like, okay, we're going to get a hematocrit. We know he's been anemic. And so it had to have been bad. It had to have been a lot of blood for them to be running and doing a hematocrit in the middle of the night to see if he needed a blood transfusion. Happily, after that, we had some good things. We found out his hemoglobin had gone up, not down, which is pretty amazing because he's been anemic for like weeks now. And the hematocrit went up by a full point. So we were really happy to see his results, and he did not need a blood transfusion. He was okay, and he's starting to heal. His body is starting to heal. Well, today, his doctor, that was the hospital doctor. Today, his doctor came in, his nephrologist, and they said, well, it's out of your neck. We really don't need to do the dialysis, which is another good thing. They want to see how he does without it, and which is good because really his numbers are really good and he's healthy today, like as much as his health is today because of dialysis. Now we have to see if his body has actually kicked in and his kidneys are really there, which we think they are, and he's stable. But his cardiologist then came in and said, well, now that you've got your kidney issues under control, we're going to start with the heart. And so tomorrow, which was it wasn't supposed to be till the end of the week, which would give him a whole bunch more days of healing and evaluating, they're going to start working on the heart tests. And the cardiac tests are very dangerous. So I don't know how I feel right now, knowing this, that the stress test is exactly what it is, a stress test. No, they're not going to put him on it's a chemical test, not where they're going to make him run on a treadmill. They're not doing that one. They're going to inject something into him which is kidney toxic. They have to be very careful about what they're doing when you have kidney disease, putting these chemicals into his body. So it is something I am concerned about. Well, everybody is concerned about. It's been, a topic of we can't do these tests because of the kidney. And now they're saying, well, we got to do the tests. And I guess it's time. So I'm happy he's doing well. I just hope he continues to do well. The question is going to be, after we get the results, on what we're going to do. And the doctor has already told us we could do nothing. And we could choose to do nothing, or we may not be able to do anything because of the condition of the heart. We don't know what it is yet. We're kind of crossing our fingers that it's just a pacemaker that he needs. And they're concerned about another thing, which is a minor thing, or would have been a minor thing, is that he's had a clot in his heart for years. And he's got to go off, and it's managed. They can't get it out. It's stuck in there. It's probably calcified. It's his other cardiac doctor was like, it's really part of him now. It's not a separate entity. It's stuck in there, and they did everything to get it out. They just can't do it. Now they're worried because he has to go off his anticoagulants for 9 days after the pacemaker, and that's kind of very scary given everything that's happened to him. So this is why I'm doing this update now. If I'm missing for the next week, it's just because I'm taking care of him and taking care of me. And, instead of being there at the hospital at the evening time, which I am, and I can maintain my coloring at night and then sleep during the day, I'm going to have to be there during the day and be with him. So that's going to be the reason that I'm gone. And I know if I don't show up somewhere or write back to people, people get nervous about it. And I love you for it. I love the care that you guys have been showing to me. I have people who write to me every single day that just checking in, just checking. And even if I write to them one word, I'm okay, it's fine. And then I'll get another message, just checking on you. So I know all the love and care that you guys have been bestowing upon me and my family, and I so appreciate it. So I just wanted to give a word that if I am missing, it doesn't mean that it's something bad. It means that my husband has had the surgery or is going to have the surgery, and I'm going to switch myself onto a day shift. By the time I get back to from the hospital, when I am there during the day, my brain is toasted. At night, I just want to Netflix and relax. So that's where we're at for now. I will either do a video or write in the comments that, what happens tomorrow. I am nervous, but we'll see. It's in God's hands. I can't do anything. There's nothing that I can possibly do. Throw my hands up to God. Say please. I love you guys, and I will see you real soon in my next video. Bye-bye.